Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another cooking show on our Ramadan season. My name is Luqman Shadrack. Today we've invited Chef Nabil Roberts back into our kitchen. Chef, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Shukr so much for joining us. Today we have another recipe. What are we making today, Chef?
Today we're making another soup.
Okay.
Since it's Ramadan, people have soup all the time.
Gotcha.
So we're doing a Harira soup.
Okay.
North African.
Right.
But every North African region or country has their own version of it.
Traditionally made with what protein, Chef?
Lamb shanks.
Lamb shanks, but we're making it with?
Chicken breast.
Okay, run through the ingredients with us.
Okay, we've got the base veggies, which are already cooking, just to get them going.
Okay.
So we've got 3 carrots, 1 potato, 2 onions, and a couple of garlic cloves.
Okay.
So those are already on the go. To that, we're going to add some parsley and coriander.
Okay.
Some red lentils, and of course the chicken breast.
Okay, great stuff. And the other ingredients we've got on the side?
Once those are cooking, then we'll add some of our diced tomatoes, chickpeas, and some spices.
Fantastic. All right, over to you, Chef.
Okay. So those, starting to bubble now.
Okay.
Okay, so over here, we've got our base veggies.
Okay.
All just cooking along nicely. So to that, we can add our parsley and coriander.
All right.
And then also our red lentils.
Okay.
Give that a bit of a stir.
Okay. Add a bit of water to that as well, Chef?
Yes.
Okay, and traditionally, how many minutes does this go for, Chef?
This is another low and slow. Okay. This is not a quick soup.
Gotcha.
As I'd normally do. And I think that's mainly because it was traditionally made with lamb shanks, which is a tougher cut.
Okay.
So you need to have it low and slow. But in this case, I mean, we're using chicken breast, so I'd give it about half an hour.
Okay, great.
Before we start adding the rest of our ingredients. And once those are in, 5 minutes and it will be done.
Great. Okay, Chef, what's our next step?
Okay, our veggies have been cooking for a couple of minutes, so now we can add our chicken breast.
Okay.
I'm adding 3 chicken breasts to this.
Okay.
Should be enough for everybody in the house. Okay, so 3 chicken breasts in, and we allow those chicken breasts just to poach in this liquid for, I'd give it 10 minutes before we remove the chicken breast and add the rest of our ingredients.
Okay. Okay, Chef, our pot's been going for a little while now. What's the next step?
Next step, we've got our spice mix over here. So this is 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika, half a teaspoon chili flake, 2 teaspoons cumin, 1 teaspoon turmeric, half a teaspoon ginger, 1 teaspoon cinnamon, some salt, and cracked black pepper.
Okay, great. So this now all goes into the pot?
This goes into the pot. But before we do, we need to remove these chicken breasts.
Okay, no problem.
Because they've been poached now, and the chicken breast will be shredded before they get added once everything else has been cooked.
Okay.
So we will remove the chicken breast. And these need to cool down.
Okay.
Chicken breast removed. 1 tin of chopped tomatoes goes in.
Okay.
And then our spice mix.
Okay.
Get all of that incorporated. And immediately the smell and the color changes.
Yes, picking up the aromas.
Okay, we just add a little bit more water. Okay, so we let that go for another 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
Just to get the real acidity out of the tomato.
Gotcha.
Before we move on to our next step.
With adding the tomato, chef, do we add any bit of a sugar or anything like that? Or the carrots gives us that sweetness?
Yes, technically you would add sugar to anything with this amount of tomato in it,
Right.
but we've already got 3 really big carrots in there, so the sugar's not necessary at all.
Great. Okay. Right, chef, our pot's been going for a long time. It's what's the next step that we're going to do?
Okay, our spices and our tomato that we've added has now completely cooked through.
Okay.
So we can move this off the heat onto our board. And before we add our shredded chicken back, we'll blend it.
It's looking amazing, smelling amazing, just there already. At this point, I would have grabbed a slice of bread and dipped my slice of bread in there. Okay, so all this gets blended.
Just move this wire. Okay, that's good enough. Just move this to here. So now our soup's been blended. We can add our shredded chicken.
Okay.
Chicken in, and then 1 tin of chickpeas,
Oh, nice. My favorite.
obviously drained.
Okay.
Don't want all that brine in our soup.
No, definitely not.
Okay, that's good enough. Chickpeas in.
Okay. And you don't blend this, chef?
No, we don't blend the chickpeas. The chickpeas are there just for that nutty bite.
Okay.
Chicken in, chickpeas in, and then some vermicelli.
Okay. All right.
Not
That's interesting.
Not traditional at all,
For sure.
but I tested it out a while ago and I like it. So
Okay,
we just
we'll take your
not
word.
too much because it does get thick and that does get thick and just everything starts clumping together. So
So about just a quarter of the box.
way less
Even
than
less,
the quarter.
okay.
So just all of that into there. And now this doesn't need to cook anymore.
Wow.
It's hot. The remaining liquid in here is hot enough to cook the vermicelli through.
Okay.
So all we need to do now is put the lid back on and just have that stand as is for 10 minutes and it will be ready to eat.
Great stuff. All right, and all the ingredients can be seen on the show, so do look out for that as well. Right, chef, it looks like our dish is finally done. The
Yes.
pot is steaming, the aromas are coming through nicely. So now it's time to taste.
Time to taste.
My favorite part.
Our vermicelli has been well rested and it's
Okay.
all nice and soft now.
Right.
So
I think traditionally we would have cooked it a bit more, but this is an amazing trip. What? 1, 2, 3. I think traditionally this would have been cooked a little more. People would generally cook it a bit more, but this is an amazing trick that you just put the vermicelli in and then it just cooks in the broth.
yes, because it's hot enough and
Absolutely.
it's so thin it really doesn't need much time.
Gotcha. Ooh, this is lovely. Right, and then a bit of lemon, chef.
Squeeze of lemon.
Okay, got some lemons cut up.
Like with other Moroccan spices as well, these are what's known as warm spices.
Okay.
So they are quite deep in flavor.
Okay,
And the lemon just cuts through some of that deepness.
gotcha. Okay, just giving this a bit of a mix. Bismillah, chef. Nice. I can feel some of those spices come through. Taste it. The chickpeas is lovely and crunchy. That's always my go-to. And then a little bit of the chicken and the vermicelli. Nice.
The vermicelli just adds a bit of body to it as well. To your liking?
Very much so.
This is one of the favorites in my household as well.
Well, it's now one of my favorites as well. Very nice, Chef. Some nice roasted ciabatta maybe to finish it off.
Yes.
Or flatbread would work well as well.